This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new 2025 RDX $419 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them.
With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation.
Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take $10,000 off a 2025 Acura MDX during our 17th anniversary sale.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Canes memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
It's big. It's gigantic. It's the Toyota of Hollywood Super Sale. Over 2,000 Toyotas from just $17,988. Like a Corolla LE, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. Join the fun and get a super deal at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new Acura ZDX, $439 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
All right. Welcome aboard. It's a beautiful Friday. We made it through the week. We got a sweet Bitcoin dip. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hope you all are doing well. Oh, man. We got finally, game number 2 of the preseason. There's only 3 of them, ladies and gentlemen. So that's the bright side. We're almost through this shit, and, so we just got to hope the boys can survive tomorrow, stay healthy as possible, get close to the season. Then we finally get football going, and, we could talk about a lot of stuff, but obviously they've got to play the game, and we'll see what ends up happening and how it all develops. All right. Yes. By the way, Bitcoin in a dip at 117,700, and the market is up 110 points. The S&P's down 12.5, and the NASDAQ is barely down as it is. So that's what's going on to start it off. We'll see how the rest of the day rolls. We'll give you a little bit of our crypto segment. Do have some stuff to talk about. Got a bunch of stuff to talk about on the Dolphins side. Obviously, one very ridiculous one on the Heat side. I mean, just really silly. But it kind of goes with the theme now. The theme of the day. Okay? The theme of the day. The unfair responsibility on you. So we'll get into that. David Furones will join us at 10:30. So at the bottom of the hour, at the top of the hour, the incredible, the magnificent, the one and only Manny Navarro will join us. So we will have our Dolphins and our Canes report coming up here in the program. And we will be back tomorrow, by the way, not doing a pre. This is the first year I've done preseason, but I'm going to do a post game for the game tomorrow. Okay, so if you're hanging around, you're watching the game, you want to come to us, we'll be here and we'll go over all of McDoofus's comments and anything that the players say and all that, and then obviously we'll give you our thoughts on what happens in the game too, because obviously we're hoping that we get some good stuff in the game, get some positives going in the game. Does it mean everything in the big picture? No, but it will be some kind of a building block for whatever it is you're headed to. Okay. So that's for sure, especially for a team like the Dolphins. When you're a great team, you can cruise through the preseason. When you're a great team, example, are we worried if the Panthers struggle in the preseason because they're kind of coasting? No. Right? Why? Oh, it's a great team. They know when to get their shit going. In fact, what if we watch the Panthers do? Sean, maybe you can answer this one for me. What if we watch the Panthers do in the regular season down the stretch the last 2 years?
Pace themselves considerably.
And then what do? They turn it on. Why? They're a great team. So when you're a mediocre team, when you're a franchise that never does anything, well, we can't take the preseason that way. Isn't it interesting? Why? Because you're a screw up. Because you never do anything right. Because you never win. Because you never do anything in the postseason. Because you can't even win a playoff game. So that's why the preseason means more for teams like the Miami Dolphins than they do for the Florida Panthers or the Kansas City Chiefs or the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay? If we want to go around, or the OKC Thunder coming up in the preseason. Nobody's going to give a shit because they're already elite. But I love the attitude that some fans, which is ignorance, and media ignorance. Oh, none of this matters. No, yes, it all matters for the Miami Dolphins because they don't know how to do anything right. And since you don't know how to win, since you don't know how to step up, since you don't know how to be physical for 4 quarters, since you never can win at the line of scrimmage, we need you to sue. You got to start doing it in the preseason before you can do it in the regular season, before you can do it in the postseason, before you can get it to the goddamn playoffs and the Super Bowl. Isn't it interesting? So, for those of you that want to put like the dynamics of it and change it or whatever, you can't. The reality is the reality. Okay? And if you want to be a liar, you go ahead. Go lie to yourself. Oh, this doesn't matter. No, everything matters to the Miami Dolphins. Everything doesn't matter to the Florida Panthers in the preseason. It's just the way it is because you've been given the keys to the kingdom already because you've earned it. For the Miami Dolphins, they're still the 15-year-old kid that you can't trust, and you can't leave them by themselves over the weekend so you could go out with mom and dad. Mom and dad can go out for a week. Oh, no, can't trust them. That's the Dolphins. So for those of you that want to don't put as much importance into the preseason, no, it's actually important. You have to show some consistency, some building blocks here. You have to start winning your battles on a consistent basis because you don't do it in the regular season. So first you have to win here, and then you can win there, and then you can win above. That's why it's different. Don't allow anybody who doesn't want to take this seriously and say, oh, it's just the preseason. No, it's not. Not just for the Dolphins. No, sorry. It's just not it would be for a real team. For the Dolphins, everything's important. So you want to see progress. And if you don't see progress and you see the same continual screw-ups, what do you think you're going to see in the regular season? They don't know how to turn it on. The Panthers know how to turn it on. The Eagles know how to turn it on. The OKC Thunder knows how to turn it on. The Kansas City Chiefs know how to turn it on. The Miami Dolphins, they need to be lifted to get to the light switch. So all of it is important, and you want to make progress. Don't let anybody tell you it's not important. That's ridiculous. Okay? That's ridiculous. And if you're going to be a screw up in the preseason, I've seen the team that goes 0-4 and then they go and they win. Okay, when do the Dolphins do that? When? I'm sorry, because they haven't won anything in decades. So start building consistency through and through, and then maybe you'll be able to get to that point. So we'll see. The talent has been there. It's just the execution is not there, and it all depends. You know what I mean? Jimmy Johnson screwed up a hell of a defense, and so did Dave Wanstead. Neither one of them could figure out the offense. And one of them had Dan Marino. You know how stupid Jimmy Johnson is? That he built the defense, but he was so stupid that he killed his offense. That's our Miami Dolphins. Those are the stupid coaches that we have running our programs on a consistent basis. You know, Cam Cameron, Joe Philbin, run your fingers through your hair, Dave Wanstead, Brian Flores can't build an offense. This dunce here doesn't know what the hell he's doing. It doesn't matter. They're all a bunch of clowns. You know what I mean? So start doing things. Hey, Jimmy Johnson, with all his bullshit talk, he got his ass embarrassed in the playoffs every single time with the Miami Dolphins. Every single time. So you got to start somewhere, dude. All right? So that way we don't go through all the embarrassments. So, yes, the preseason is important for people and teams like Miami and organizations like the Dolphins. The Florida Panthers, they can coast, and they've earned our trust. We understand what they're doing. They're real winners. They know how to pace themselves. They're super tough, unlike the Dolphins, unlike the Miami Heat now. Super tough. You know what I'm saying? So that we can respect what they're doing. The Miami Heat nowadays, and you can't respect anything they're doing anymore. It's only the coach. That's it. Outside of that, their players and their front office, weak. Okay? Dolphins, weak. Until you prove something, then we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But that ignorant bullshit that media and fans out there, oh, don't take this. This is not that important. It's only the preseason. No, it's important, dude. It's really important for shitty franchises. When you're a shit franchise, preseason's really important. Training camp's important. Off-season's important. Every moment is important. The draft, the trade, everything's important. You're a shitty team. You're the Miami Heat. You're mediocre. You're middle of the road. Everything's important, dude. Everything's important. The Miami Heat don't know how to win anymore, by the way. Just like the Miami Dolphins. They're a middling franchise. They don't know how to be great. They're better than shitty. They're stuck right in the middle. Miami Heat have now joined the Dolphins. I kind of been telling you that, right? Same thing. Nothing can be overlooked for a franchise that doesn't know how to do it anymore. Dolphins forgot decades ago, like over 40 years ago, they forgot. And the Heat, they forgot already 10 years ago how to win. They're on a decade of not knowing how to do things the right way. So, when they got to the finals, complete fluke, thanks to their coach. So, everything is important when it comes to the Miami Dolphins and now the Miami Heat. Okay? So let's throw the Miami Heat in there because they are the Miami Dolphins now. They have become the Miami Dolphins. I mean, they are the twin brother of the Miami Dolphins, which is fantastic. You have just gone through the 80s. By the way, those of you Dolph fans that didn't live the 80s, you now know what it feels like the last 10 years of the Miami Heat. Take it from somebody that has lived it all and watched it all. The 10 years that you've seen with the Miami Heat, that they were, good enough. They got to a couple of finals, but they got their asses kicked and embarrassed, whatever. And they really didn't belong. It was just a fluke thing. The bubble crap was fluke. And then the other one was completely flukish, and Denver spanked her. Same thing as the Dolphins. Losing to the Redskins and losing to the 49ers. Same kind of thing. Okay? Same thing. So everything is important. Don't let anybody else lie to you, fool you on any of the, yeah. Dude, it's important. And when they tell you that, media or fans tell you that, you call them bullshit right there. And you say, hey, for shitty teams, for mediocre teams, everything's important. Preseason, everything is important for them. For established teams, winning cultures, okay, you can let them coast in the preseason. Not a problem. The Dolphins, they don't get, and now the Miami Heat, they don't get the benefit of that doubt anymore. It's gone. It's been gone for the Dolphins, but now the Miami Heat, they've lost also that right too. That's the reality. Anyway, don't forget our friends at Moody's Dental. They keep it clean, unlike Miami Dolphin offensive linemen who sully their entire quarterbacks. Well, at Moody's Dental, they will keep it clean, baby. So if you're looking for clean teeth, whatever it is you're looking for, cavities you want to fill in, you want to do a what's it called, a crown, whatever it is, Invisaligns, they do it all. Get your smile back at Moodius Dental. Follow them on Instagram, by the way, at moodius.dental. And I'm telling you, you can get your smile back there. Invisaligns, dental implants, preventive care, cosmetic surgeries. We've got 2 great locations, one in Dade, one in Broward County. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. If you want to qualify for that, follow them on Instagram at moodius.dental. They've been in business for over 30 years. It's family-oriented. Father and 2 sons run the whole show. I go there. My wife goes there. My daughter goes there. My mother-in-law goes there. We've been going there for years, dude. All right, if you want to schedule an appointment, 305-821-0231 in Dade. In Broward, 954-692-6825 for Moodius Dental. And tell them that Big O sent you. All right. Let me see. Let me do a little roll call here. What we got? The Jaybird is number 1. Shabbat Shalom. He is in. Jay Gelfin. Dolphin Dave, One-Eyed Jack, NorCal is in. And he says, Finlaw Gym now in session. The Honorable NorCal will turn on the Big O show and sweat. He does some crazy-ass workouts. I admire him because I can't. Stephen Harris, Big Johnson, and he's hitting the like button. Thank you. Please smash it. We've only got 38 likes, and there's 100 already watching, so please smash the like button. It gets the algorithms out there. Horn Dog is in. Cosa, Too Extreme, Luis Notare in New Jersey, Gus 1388, Alexis Palenzuela. YouTuber says, good morning, Big O Shot. I'm heading north for Indy this afternoon, going to Detroit to catch the Finns in action, hoping Tua stays upright and McDaniel doesn't kill our starters. I just want us to stay healthy as much as possible. The great Brian Ratke is in the house. Too Extreme. Let's see. The theme has such a Van Halen feel to it. It's a rocking out open, and Steven Carter, the originator of it, did a great job, and Mason knocked it out of the park, man. He really did a great job with it. Fernando Perez in. Ragin is out there in New York. Oscar Rojas, Lisa Rose, Lenny Pena. Let's see how our Finns do tomorrow. At the end of the day, it's preseason, but I'd like to see how our young guys play. Yeah, don't just say it's preseason. Not for the Dolphins. For mediocre teams, everything is important for them until they can establish something. You know, it's not just preseason. Miami Breaker. Let's see. Come on, that's crazy, Taco. Well, that's what I do. It could be worse for Dolphins. We could be the Dallas Cowboys. That is really bad. What else? Sam the Man. Hoping the team can surprise. Yeah, I've been saying that for 40 years, my brother. 40 years I've been waiting for surprises. I know. We do that every year. Miami needs to stay healthy first, then coaching needs to be better. Well, the coaching ain't going to get any better. Jamie Zorria in San Jose, Henrik Arthur. Big O's, you always said it. If we got a quarterback, we have a chance. If Tua stays healthy, we might F around and make the playoffs with a bad coach. Okay. All right. See, this is where we're a sad sack of fans. Okay. Notice that comment. Okay. Big O, you always said if we get a quarterback, we have a chance. If Tua stays healthy, we might F around and make the playoffs with a bad coach. So let me ask you something, folks. Where are we going with this coach? Is he really the future? And let's just say, for shits and giggles, we F around, as the man says, and we make the playoffs. Do you really think this team is winning a playoff game? I mean, how far do we go to lie to ourselves? Do you really think this is a playoff team? Or is it that you're just hopeful? Hopeful of what? Getting lucky? So now we're like Pharrell Williams. We're just trying to get lucky. That's it. That's what it's all about. We're just trying to get lucky. We're not trying to become great. Is that what we're building with this coach? To become great? That, like, even if you make the playoffs, are you winning, or are you building something? Like, where are we going? I get it. I'm going to hope and pray that they win every week and all that other stuff. But, if Tua stays healthy, we might F around and make the playoffs with a bad coach and do the same shit we've done for 40 years, get embarrassed in the playoffs and just go home. See what I'm saying? So, anyway, Big O, I saw the movie Weapons last night. I agree with you. What a horrible movie. They had a good concept going, but it was so sloppy written at the end, and it just a terrible ending, and it just really discombobulated movie. It just, not good. Not good. Like I said, I wouldn't pay for it. I would wait. By the way, let's give you a movie review. Last night, we went to go see Nobody. Now, if you haven't seen Nobody, did you get to see Nobody yet, Sean? You haven't? It's a fun movie, okay? And it's exactly what you expect. Mindless fun. You don't have to do a lot of thinking. You're not trying to figure out a plot and who murdered who and who did that and all that. It's none of that. But it was funny. It was entertaining. It was explosive. It was violent. It was everything that you got from Nobody. You got it in Nobody too, and a couple of laughs along the way. I enjoyed it. Okay. Is it like this phenomenal movie? Or no, dude, come on. It's Nobody too. If you saw Nobody, well, then, you're going to get a little bit more of that. Okay. And if you enjoyed Nobody, which is mindless fun, right, then you will enjoy Nobody too. Okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's good. It's good. It's good fun. That's all. Again, if you don't want to pay for it, I totally understand. Wait for it to get on one of your platforms. Then you'll watch it, part of your movie services, and you're good. If you enjoy mindless, violent fun, then Nobody 2 is an entertaining flick. Okay. This afternoon, I am going to watch Highest to Loses. What is it? Highest to the Denzel Washington movie. What's it called? It is called Highest. I don't even understand my own writing, which is like really good. Where the hell is it here? Highest to Lowest. It's about a record producer or something. Denzel Washington plays. It's a Spike Lee joint. He plays a record producer that's got like this incredible ear for music, and then obviously he gets embroiled in some stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm a big Denzel Washington fan, so I will see Highest to Lowest today, and then we are going to watch Americana on Saturday. And Americana is the one with Eric Dane, which I cannot believe all the health issues that Eric Dane is going through now. It is scary shit, dude. That could happen to any of us. I hope the miracle happens that he can get well again. Paul Walter, Sydney Sweeney. It's kind of a different kind of movie. It looks kind of funny and whatever. We'll see. I'll tell you about it. But those are the 3 movies that we have planned. Nobody 2. We saw yesterday, Highest to Lowest. We'll watch today. Tomorrow we will see Americana. All right. And we'll give you the breakdown to Highest to Lowest and to Americana on Monday on the show. We'll give you a wrap up. But again, Nobody 2. If you enjoyed Nobody 1, go watch Nobody 2. If you don't mind and you want to pay the money in the movies, because I know it's expensive, go for it. Or if not, you can wait. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. Okay. I walked away and I enjoyed it. It was good. What else do we have with it going on? Sud says, good morning, everybody who's all going to Madrid. We will be there. I cannot wait. Lenny Pena, our entire season's contingent on Tua's health. His noodles between the ears, his bonehead plays, and that O-line giving him good protection. Tua will make up for McDummie's shortcomings. If they block and can run the ball, and they haven't proven to be able to do that on a consistent basis. So that's what they need to do for Tua, and we just don't know. Luis Benito, Frankie Fresco in. Frog and Fresh is in West Palm Beach, Bahamas born. Yaman. Ocala Joe is in the house. Morning, O. Used to turn it on to the metaphor that keeps hiring the wrong electrician. Exactly. And say hi to Lourdes, my brother. Alexis says this is not a playoff team, man. It definitely doesn't look like a playoff team at all. What else? Oh, sound the alarm for him. This is a wasted season. I'm not going to call it. It's a wasted season because we need to change the coach eventually. But it's not a wasted season in the sense that Patrick Paul will get starting experience, that Kenneth Grant or the Phillips or the Zeke Biggers kid, there's a lot of positives too. And that's the way I'm going to look at this season. I'm going to look at all the building blocks that can move on into the next season. And I'm praying and hoping that Weaver takes over, because I think he's the better option that we've had in I don't know how long, to be quite honest. So I'd rather make that transition. So for me, my big picture is looking at all the individuals hopefully improve along the way. And that's the way I'm going to, I wouldn't call it a wasted year. Is it a year that I don't expect anything in the postseason? Yes. But I wouldn't call it a wasted year, because I'm going to enjoy, if Jalen Phillips can stay healthy, he's going to be awesome to watch all year. If Chop can stay healthy, he's going to be fun to watch all year, Minka, I think, is going to have to make a lot of plays. I think it's going to be fun to watch, Minka. So I think there's a lot of things to watch. I'm a Dolphins fan. So, but I'm not going to lie to you about the team. It's not a good team. Sorry. And it could be a playoff team if you had a great coach, but you don't have a great coach, and he's not going to become a great coach. Why am I going to lie to myself? Why are you going to lie to yourself on that? So I'm not going to call it a wasted year. I just call it a transition year. That's what I like. What else do we have? Thank you, NorCal, for smashing it. And the bell, too. We appreciate that immensely. Don't forget the Big Cheese, a proud sponsor of our program. BigCheeseMiami.com is the website. 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. Visit them at 305-662-67 6855. You can call them to order any party platters, all of that. Check out the menu online before you get there. All the pasta shipped from Italy, and it's cooked fresh daily, and they serve family servings. So you're going to be impressed. BigCheeseMiami.com. All right. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation as always. Brian Radke, thank you, sir. Happy Friday to you, my friend. Appreciate it as always on Cash App. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get ready for the one and only David Furones and our Welt and Rheaume Miami Dolphins report.
All rise, football fans, as the Welt and Rheaume Miami Dolphins report with David Furones is in session. Welt and Rheaume has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Furones.
All right, brother. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm at the tail end of this long road trip. Been with the team through Chicago, the Lake Forest, Illinois part, way out northwest for that joint practice, Soldier Field, Detroit area. Tomorrow is that preseason game. Finally get to head back home. 11 days on the road with this team.
Let me ask you something. Are you going to talk to the Sun Sentinel about your working conditions?
My working conditions?
Yeah. Listen, I'm not a regular sports talk show host. I follow everything in the world, news, politics, everything, entertainment, whatever it is. You are practicing, covering, and working in the 6th worst air quality in the world. Detroit is number 6.
Oh, I see. Yeah, as we see this graphic right here. Man, and the Dolphins through the air.
I don't know, but the Sun Sentinel's got a lawsuit coming. They sent you to the 6th worst air quality coming from Miami, where we got some of the best air quality. I mean, I got to tell you.
See, I got to follow the Dolphins wherever they go. So I think, on a larger scale,
the NFLPA.
You got the NFL. Yeah, NFLPA. These guys, these Detroit Lions, they have to practice in this outside constantly. The Dolphins are just getting 2 practices. And at least the field, Ford Field, is a dome, so at least they're going to be indoors for that.
But you were outdoors for the practices, and what people don't realize is it's really hard for you to see the field on the other side normally as it is as a reporter. It's even harder when there's a bunch of smog in the middle of the way.
This kind of stuff I don't even realize when I'm in it. That's an interesting stat. And
have you noticed you've been coughing a lot now? Huh? Have you noticed you've been coughing a lot there lately, or what's going on?
Maybe, yeah. I had a little bit of a cough already before, when I was in Chicago, even in Miami. So I don't know, but maybe that's contributing a little bit as well.
What do you got, Sean?
On that list, Chicago is number 13. I don't know if you saw that too.
I saw that.
Okay. So he's been in the 2 of the.
Wow.
Yeah, that is true. I didn't
want to. So
this
trip through the Midwest.
I didn't want to add insult to injury, but the Sun Sentinel has put you at risk in a big time way there, bro. 6 and 13 worst air qualities out there. That's not very nice. I'm telling you, that's not you. You deserve a bonus. You deserve a bonus.
Hey, all right, I'm with that. Yeah, I'm always going to agree with that. A Furones
Sun
bonus.
Sentinel editors, big ass bonus for David Furones. A bonus for Furones.
Let's go. You heard it here on Big O Show first.
The hell's wrong with you people? Let's go. Did you work with a mask while you were out there?
No, man. I muscled through this, man.
I mean, you're a tough guy, bro. I mean, the Sentinel should have at least provided you a gas mask for this entire thing. You know, hey, we're sending you to two of the worst air quality cities in the world, not just United States. Here's a mask to protect you. Nah, tough it up. Go out there, get it done. Maybe that's why Detroit's tougher than Miami. It's the air that makes, you know.
It brings it out of you, right? Yeah. And then the Dolphins got a little bit acclimated by practice number 2. They were better yesterday, Thursday, than they were that first one. But boy, that first one was very lopsided. I know a lot of fans might have gotten on some Detroit writers who were saying it was lopsided. Like, let me tell you, yeah, it was lopsided.
Well, did you see what happened? And what ended up happening is I believe we had this conversation. I know I've had it here, but remember I told you that Teron Armstead was talking about how, the linebackers were arguing that they should take him down like they're doing in the other field. And I think I told you, but I've told the fans, I've said, no, dude, Teron Armstead's wrong. What the offense had to do was respond to that. If they were taking down your players, well, then you need to start hitting them. Well, guess what? In practice number 2, I heard Paul was hitting people, so we started seeing that the offense themselves were fighting back. And that, to me, was the important part, because what we've had here for 40 years is that there have been times where you have really, good defenses, decent defenses, really tough guys on defense, and they've kind of carried you. But your offense has never been tough for 40 years. Your offense has never been the ones that are nasty, the ones that will drive you into the ground, the ones that will just play through the whistle and all that kind of stuff. It's never been about that. Well, you actually saw some of that yesterday, which was refreshing.
I think it's valuable experience for the Dolphins to get these two tough teams in the Midwest, especially the Lions, coached by Dan Campbell, to get this experience, get this exposure in the preseason, in the joint practice setting. You had practice parameters in Chicago designed where, we're not tackling to the ground. Some of them still did. And then one of them being a Miami boy, Tyreek Stevenson. Yeah, he's going through the chest of Jalen Waddle on a screen pass, hurting him. He caused them to miss some time, some preseason time. It's not like it would have been something to keep him out of a game, but still, they're playing with some early nicks and bruises and hits, and then you go against that, and then it's how you respond. So yeah, I mean, it's not on the defense.
It happens. By the way, if you watch the Buffalo Bills training thing, the Buffalo Joe, the linebacker, Buffalo Joe, he hits one of his own offensive player and injures him. And it's just a matter of emotion. It's not that he really wanted to. It's just you get caught up in football sometimes. It just happens that way. And he injured his own player at times. So that even happens within your own team, dude, as we've seen linebackers fight amongst each other.
Yeah, football's a physical sport, so you can't practice. I mean, even if you set certain parameters of it's thud and not tackle, like you're still talking about collisions. You're talking about trench play where, you're getting physical. You're using your hands on the opponent, using all your body weight. High speed, a blocker on a tackle, pursuing tackler, running back. I mean, I saw a play yesterday. David Montgomery was running downhill through the middle. And picked up a head of steam, and he lowers his head. Minkah Fitzpatrick is lowering his head with him, and they two go head on head, sort of after like a 10-yard game. So now both of them were all right, but still, it's both these players, helmet to helmet collision on a run play in a practice where there isn't tackling. So just imagine when there is. So it's hard to just tell football players, you cannot be that physical. Setting, right? You can be physical. Yeah, we want you to be physical, but not that physical. And it's hard in those moments to find that line.
Yeah, and so overall, for me, what I liked out of that practice was that I heard that the offense got a little physical, and that to me was the real progress in all of that. What stood out to you in day 2 after getting thrashed in day 1?
Yeah, mostly it was the offense responding. The defense still, especially in the secondary, was giving up anything and everything to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then Jameson Williams joined the act as well, where he beat. You saw the Lions highlight. I'm sure everyone's seen the video now of him beating Kendall Sheffield off the line of scrimmage, and then Fatu Melifonwu as the deep safety. Chance. So that was a big highlight for them. He had another touchdown. St. Brown had another couple of touchdowns, one on Storm Duck, one on Cornell Armstrong. After Wednesday's joint practice, it was all on Jack Jones. They were just targeting Jack Jones, who was playing a little bit of an elevated role as the Dolphins have switched and mixed and matched on who the corners are with working with the ones. So trying to find who that will be come the regular season. And when Jack Jones got his shot, boy, he was exposed by St. Brown Wednesday. Thursday, it was a little bit more spread out as far as who was taking him on, and whoever was in front of him, he was having his own. Also, Mike Hilton, he was all over him for PIs.
It's unfair. I mean, we all, any of us with a brain, we know the secondary is terrible, dude. Come on, Minka's the only one that can play there right now. Teams are gonna pick the Dolphins apart, and they're not gonna wait for that pass rush to get there. They're gonna do, the things that Tua does to teams. That's what Miami is going to get a taste of, because they know they can't give Chop, Phillips, and Chubb time to get there, and they will get there because they've got three werewolves that can send after, and Sealers in the middle, and Grant looks really good. And by the way, Biggers and Phillips look good too. I think they may have hit on all three, actually. So you got a nice rotation. That D-line's special. They know this. So they're going to kill us with quick passes because you got a bad secondary. So you're going to, as long as your receivers know how to get open quickly, that's where I think we're going to watch the Dolphins struggle in a big-time way in the passing game, because a lot of those quick passes we're not going to be able to stop because those corners aren't good, bro.
Yeah, well, then it'll be on the corners to maybe bite on some of those. If you're planning on getting to the quarterback quick, bringing the blitz, now you got to go first move. You're playing really aggressively, and then you could be susceptible to a double move if that pass rush doesn't get there quickly, and then you're really effed. So, yeah, it's going to be tough when you have a secondary that's this big of a question mark. And then has only taken more hits with Kader Kohu going down. And you're going to be counting on guys like Jack Jones and Mike Hilton, who were brought in within a month of the regular season. It's to those extremes. Counting on Kendall Sheffield, who hasn't played in a regular season game since 2022, to play possibly an elevated role, and Storm Duck to be the guy back there as a second-year undrafted corner. And then Cam Smith is still in the wings, just injured, coming back from it, not getting as many reps, doing a little bit more as we've gone through these couple of weeks. But it's going to be a huge moment for him in tomorrow's preseason game if he plays, and then the next one, because you really need him on an accelerated path to possibly contributing. But even right now, he's just not at that point where he would be in the secondary, which is a weak secondary, and he still can't crack it.
So do we know, is this the dress rehearsal game or not, or what the hell? Because it's not. They're going to do
Mike McDaniel said he ahead of the Thursday joint practice that he, at that point in time, does not plan on playing the ones. So that'll be no starters. I mean, that's more than he usually says. So I would feel the odds are he's not going to reverse course. And considering that Thursday's practice was a better one than the first one against the Lions, then that probably leaves him with a better taste in his mouth. Where, all right, you don't have anything to prove in a preseason game. So I think, that will not be the case for Tua. The ones, Tyreek Hill is still not doing anything in team drills. So maybe if you give him another week, Tua can get some work with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle in a preseason setting. But even then, they've worked so much together that, it's not so make or break Tua against Jacksonville in the preseason finale.
I'm almost glad that Tua isn't playing, because against that team and no right tackle, I'd rather just not even take chance. You know what I mean? And you saw it last week. They were really quick passes. He wasn't screwing around and holding to the football. He got rid of it quickly. So, that's why, I'm wondering, okay, any chance of a dress rehearsal? So will there even be one next week?
Yeah, that'll be the key. That'll be the question next week. Now, I mean, after the preseason opener in Soldier Field, then Mike McDaniel said he was open and possibly expecting that at least one of the remaining 2 preseason games he would play starters. So if he sticks to that, yes, that would, if you eliminate this game, then obviously that's the home game against Jacksonville. And I think it also gives fans some incentive to go to the preseason game, the one home preseason game, if you will see the starters play. So, possibly some motivation there to get them out there. Although then at that point, now you're 2 weeks from the regular season. You really don't want something to happen that close to the regular season.
Yeah, that's the reason why I wonder if they're, and I think they're not going to have one probably because you've had so many scrimmages. And you had one last week, you had 2 this week, you're going to have one more next week. And it's almost like those things are better than the preseason games as it is. So you might have gotten a better feel for what you are in those practices and not risk some of your number ones getting injured. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the starters, the ones they get a lot more reps against the opponent's ones in those joint practices. And yeah, it's in it's a systemized where they're doing certain periods, like a red zone 7-on-7. So yeah, it's like, all right, you're going to work a lot of throws to the end zone in that period. You get like a late drive scenario type of thing. So yeah, you're putting it in all these different settings in those practices. It's not just whatever that game presents. So you can sort of manipulate what you will be seeing from the opponent. And yeah, even then, right, Tua did not have his right tackle, as you mentioned. So Austin Jackson's been hurt. You're going with Larry Borum, trying to put him against Aiden Hutchinson, and Aiden Hutchinson was just having his way with him over the 2 days. I already mentioned the wide receivers for the Lions, St. Brown, one of them, going against the Dolphins DBs. Tyreek Hill was not playing in these joint practices, not practicing against the Lions. Jalen Waddle was limited for one of them, only had some very few team snaps, and then he had more the second practice. That was a connection that was a little bit reignited with some touchdown catches in the red zone 7-on-7 period. But yeah, so Tua doesn't have a lot of his guys. Alec Ingold also still in concussion protocol. So yeah, still not everything that Tua has at his disposal, including like that preseason game. Malik Washington was his top target. He was going to him. 3-4 times that drive, including a third down, including a fourth down. So, you realize that, all right, you expect Tua to have Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, and you hope Austin Jackson is right tackle. Maybe Darren Waller, if they ever get him going. It'll be a different story once he's got his full arsenal.
We don't even know if Waller's in Arsenal. We don't even know what the hell's going on with that guy, dude. I mean, give me a break. That's a whole other ball game. All right. So I would imagine that it's the Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers show tomorrow, right?
Yep. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
So yeah, you would have Zach Wilson start, and then I imagine maybe it's like one half each. Both quarterbacks. I'm going to write about it today. They have something to prove and need to rebound off of their first preseason games. Ewers, of course, was hurt by a lot of drops from his receivers, but and then Zach Wilson, he's got to read the play better, watch it develop, not hold on to the ball as long, give his offensive line a chance.
Dude, outside of the 4 starters, okay, out of all the backups in those 2 days, did one of them stand out at all?
Oh, on the offensive line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they have backups. So, Keon's the only one I have some hope for, but he's coming back from a knee injury. He's wearing the brace. He's kind of stiff, although it looked like he may have had a moment or two in that one.
Yes.
But is there anybody in the backups that showed you something? Because, man, the Dolphins really need a couple of those guys to actually become serviceable.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I did see Keon Smith had some moments, so I'm happy to report back to you because I know you're always asking about him. Yeah, he led on a nice screen pass to was it Mike Boone on this one, the new running back. Helped lead him in for a touchdown, and he had another moment. I know I tweeted and I put it in my practice report. It's hard to remember every play in these joint practices, but yeah, there were a couple times where I noticed Keon getting out there, being mobile, leading a runner, sound pass protection from his side. So and someone who's versatile because I mean they've tried him at tackle, they've tried him at guard. So if he can crack the active roster, especially when Liam Eichenberg has not practiced at all through training camp and preseason, Andrew Meyer has been hurt since early on. If those guys maybe start on, if it's Liam on PUP and Andrew Meyer is maybe one of those IR spots that you could still bring him back after 4 weeks, then that's a spot for Keon Smith if he continues on this track. Jackson Carman was another one who has shown some flashes as well. He was also involved on that screen pass, making a nice lead block as well. It was very well designed and good block set up to get Boone into the end zone on that one.
I think with Keon, why he's also playing guard, it's also to find out his versatility and all of that. Yeah. But I think it's because he's coming back from that knee injury and maybe he's not as explosive because he can move, dude, actually, for a big guy. He can actually move. And I don't know if he has that yet back where he's a tackle. He's not a guard for me. Maybe he can play guard, but I like him at tackle, actually. That's where I thought he was developing before the knee injury. So I don't know. Is he still wearing the brace? How does he look mobility-wise?
Yeah, getting better. So, and I mean, at tackle, especially once you're down Austin Jackson, and you're starting Larry Borum, now you're getting thin there. So, then he would be a candidate to really get out there. And, Jermaine Ifedi, who was signed, but was I mean, he tore his tricep, so now he's on season-ending IR. But he was really struggling in that preseason game. A former first-round pick, but boy, wasn't getting it out there. Then that's another one that's down at the tackle position. And Jackson Carman also has some of that versatility where they've used them at guard and tackle. So, but I mean, that's a spot that's available there. If now Austin Jackson is expected to be ready by the start of the season, but if it's something that lingers, if it's something that, if it could pop back up later on, then that's an area where if Larry Borum's the next man up, then you still need another backup tackle. So that's a spot where Keon Smith could contribute.
All right, let's let you play doctor. Devin is asking if you can explain what an oblique injury means because he heard McDaniel talk about it in the press conference.
Oblique injury. I mean, you got to know the body part is the side of your hip, your muscle over there, like next to the adjacent to the abdomen, so above the legs. So your love handles also are commonly referred to. So now I don't know what specifically with Tyreek Hill he's dealing with the oblique, but apparently it's one of those deals, according to Mike McDaniel, where if they were putting him out there, he's at risk for aggravation, which is something they don't want. So it seems like what it sounds like is that it's minor right now, but that it could get worse through stressing him, straining him, having him twist and turn. The motions that you use the oblique for. So just
like,
at this point, not worth risking.
Like producing kids.
Oh my! Well, let me see.
What don't you use your oblique to produce kids? Well, that's what maybe McD needs to. Hey, Tyreek, we can't practice you, but you got to stop banging, women all over the place and having kids because you're working out that oblique. You're going to tear up that oblique.
Could that be more abdomen? Would that be more like not the side, but like abdomen and like lower back muscles? I think.
I don't know. I'm just because he plays football and he produces a lot of kids. So he has two activities and, they could put his body at risk. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what freaky positions the guy's doing. I'm just saying, you got to watch out with your oblique. Also off the field.
There are a lot of ways you could hurt your oblique off the field. Indeed.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, IG models break their legs. So, an oblique is possible.
Oh, my.
All right, man. What are we expecting tomorrow? Just give me a small preview of what Dolphin fans should expect. What do you think the coaches are going to work on tomorrow?
Yeah, so I think first of all we're going to see a lot of the starters on the sidelines in ball caps and just coaching up the backups. So like Tua, taking in Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers when they come off the sideline, working with quarterbacks coach Darrell Bevel as an example, things like that. So, and aside from that, yeah, I want to see some of these position battles start to take shape. Like who is consistently making plays, if it's like Taj Washington and D. Eskridge and these guys competing for these wide receiver spots. It looks like there's a hole there for that third wide receiver where like you thought Nick Westbrook-Akine was automatically the guy, and with his height, then he maybe should be. But that spot is kind of opening up, and then there's just a lot of guys that are in that same sort of area, and someone's who should be deserving of a roster spot might be left off later on. So I'm looking there. I'm looking to see the DBs. I don't think any of the cornerbacks can get this starter treatment in this game. I think the ones at cornerback need to be playing like with the backups because they need all the reps they can get against whoever they can get. So I would hope we do see the DBs go out there. I want to see what these backup quarterbacks do if they have a better control of the offense with the operation of Mike McDaniel giving them the plays for the event where if it's Zach Wilson that he can go and have that communicated and get the plays communicated to his teammates and then function once they break the huddle. Same with Quinn Ewers in his second preseason game. Backup lineman, I want to see some guys really show out. And then who's earning those roles on defense and special teams? Like those last few roster spots, I mean, it comes down to special teams. If you can contribute on special teams, even if you're like incredible in your reps on defense, let's say, like, for example, Grayson Murphy and Derek McClendon, these guys are incredible pass rushers, but you're going to earn the spot by what you do on special teams. So that's the interesting part to weigh in is like, all right, those guys have shown incredible pass rush abilities, but if Chop Robinson is healthy, if Jalen Phillips is healthy, and Bradley Chubb, and then Willie Gay can also do some stuff on the edge and like versatile inside-outside linebacker, it's going to be hard to see the field defensively if you're those guys. So you're going to have to do it with special teams for sure.
Follow him on Twitter at David Furones _. Catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. And make sure you assist him when he gets back. Give him an oxygen machine or something. Help him out because he's going to need it when he gets back there. David, enjoy the game, not the air quality. We'll see you on Monday. On Tuesday.
I'll be indoors. I'll be indoors at Ford Field tomorrow.
Be good.
Hey.
There you go. The great David Furones, Welton Rayom, bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. The guys do it all, man. Call Jeff and Dan. The consultation is completely free. So if something happened to you, you don't know if you have a case, call, explain. They'll tell you if you have a case. If you see some brown spots on your roof, you may have a leak. Call them. They'll send their adjusters. They'll see if you have a case. Maybe you can get a new roof. Folks, it doesn't matter if we have a torrential downpour or winds. Once it hits 40 miles an hour, it could cause damage to any roof out there. Call them 954-966-4646. We've had listeners all over the state of Florida. Call Welton Rayom. You can too. 954-966-4646.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help. We step into the world of big dreams, big moves, and big money. It's the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. After 40 years, the Big Cheese remains dedicated to serving the finest Italian dinners, pizza, pasta, subs, and salads. All of their pasta is imported from Italy and cooked fresh every day. Visit BigCheeseMiami.com. Now, let's find out who's the Big Cheese the Miami Hurricanes are working on with insider Manny Navarro.
What's up, dog? How you doing?
Doing good, it's funny. You had Furones on before me, and I'm texting with him because we have our keeper deadline on Sunday for our fantasy football league, and he's still trying to decide. He's still trying to figure out what running back he's going to keep. So we've been talking about that
decision between what.
Well, he's got to make a trade because we're only allowed to keep, a maximum 2 guys per position. A quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers is usually the way it goes. And he doesn't have a running back, so he's trying to have me help him find a running back from somebody else in the league. This is how it is, man. We work together to try to piece it together, brother. But that's the way it is. I've had this fantasy football league going on 25 years now, so it's been a long time.
Things are bad for Furones right now.
Yeah.
Look at this, bro. They sent him to cover the Dolphins, and Detroit is the 6th worst air quality in the world, and Chicago is 13th. I think he has a lawsuit.
He might be able to come back a rich man from Detroit. Who knows?
I don't know. I'm just saying these are not normal conditions. They have sent Furones to cover it. I mean, if the Athletic did that to you, I don't know. You're going to need to call Welton Rayom there. I mean,
I need to get some help. Yeah, absolutely.
I saw it this morning. I'm like, hell, bro. Like 6 and 13. 2 of our U.S. cities are in the worst air qualities in the world. Like, wow, that is just messed up there.
Scary.
Yeah, and David Furones is right in the fray, which is amazing. Amazing. All right. A lot of buzz, people feeling good about Carson Beck, bro. People talk about it, they got themselves another number 1 pick or first. Well, he was kind of talked about as a first rounder before the injury.
Yeah.
So you tell me what's part of all that buzz that's going on about Carson Beck?
Well, just the fact that I think he's sort of come in here and been a good fit. I think when you look at what the situation he had at Georgia last year, the receivers dropping passes left and right, and he threw 12 interceptions. I don't know that all of them were his fault. A lot of them were probably guys running the wrong routes or tipping passes in the air, etc. The feeling is he could be that guy, right? That everybody was expecting him to be last year, and he's going to have a really good offensive line blocking for him. He's got a good backfield, and if the receivers pan out the way that Shannon Dawson thinks they will, Shannon Dawson seems to think they're really deep at that position. A lot of guys will be rotating in. Then Carson Beck has a chance to put up some good numbers and to help his draft stock. And I think that's the feeling at Miami. There's a lot of confidence in this guy in terms of the job he's done since he arrived. He didn't get to throw in the spring, but he spent every day with a different receiver on the team and just following them. Like literally every snap they took, he was watching every snap they took, watching every route that they ran, picking up on their individual tendencies. And then he would go sit in the film room with them for an hour or 2 afterward. And they would talk about, little things that he saw and little things, to sort of ask him, where do you prefer the ball? Where, what can I do to help you, type of thing. And I think he's that kind of a guy, and that's why NFL teams probably, if he can prove himself to be as good as he was 2 years ago when he had Ladd McConkey and Brock Bowers, then I think that he could definitely be a first round pick.
And I don't know if it's maybe because of the exposure he's had at Georgia, obviously, and then NIL and all that with money and business and everything. You get to mature a little faster because life is becoming a little bit more real for you as a player. But watching him at the podium and in interviews and all of that, dude, he says all the right things, and it seems like he carries himself like a pro. So you tell me, you've been around the kid. I got to say, at least what I've seen from the outside, I like it. It's professional. He looks like a leader, actually.
Yeah, I think everything he learned at Georgia. I mean, look, how many NFL guys did he play with, right? While he was at Georgia, he knows what it's supposed to look like. So playing the part, in interviews, playing the part in practice, playing the part in games, he's done it. He was 24-3 as a starter. This isn't a guy who played one season at Georgia. He played a lot and won some big games, lost some big games, learned some lessons from that stuff. So this is a very polished individual. And I think while he's not going to be Cam Ward, certainly from a cocky and sort of confident perspective, right? Because that's what Cam was. Cam, he oozed that in every snap that he took. And you saw it when he would, try to evade pressure and step on the sideline. He just was always cool. I think Carson is the, you probably couldn't ask for a second quarterback, a guy to come in and replace Cam Ward. I don't know how many other good options would be out there.
I'm with you there. By the way, 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. You can visit our friends at the Big Cheese. The pasta is delivered from Italy, cooked fresh daily. Those rolls are to die for. All right, Manny, who's the breakout player? Who's the guy that you're saying to yourself, this is the guy that I think, who's the kid on offense or on defense that is ready, that Canes fans are going to get excited about right away? Who is it?
Man, that's a good question. I have a couple guys that I think are certainly candidates to do it. I think Malachi Toney, the true freshman receiver, I think he's going to play a lot in the slot. And if you study Shannon Dawson's offenses the last couple of years, even at Houston, he loves the slot receiver. Xavier Restrepo obviously was huge in that role. We go back to Tank Dell in his days at Houston when he was running Houston's offense with Dana Holgerson. I think this is a guy who just, you look at Tony and he's mature beyond his years. Like, he is not, first of all, he moved up in class, right? He should really still be in high school. He moved up in class to be a part of this one. And I just think, he's a guy that could really surprise. And then you have Elijah Lofton, I think, out of the tight end position. I've talked about him a lot in terms of a guy who, was here last year. You saw flashes of it. I think of the tight end who just got drafted from by the Colts that played at Penn State. I think he's that kind of a player who can line up in the backfield, take handoffs, catch the ball out of the backfield. You put him out on the outside. He can go one-on-one with a cornerback and safety and beat them. He's not a big physical presence like Tyler Warren, but I think he's a guy who can just find a way to get open and make plays. He's done it his entire career. He did it at Bishop Gorman High School, which is always one of the best programs in the country, and played elite competition all year long. So he did it as a true freshman last year. So I think Lofton, Malachi Toney, and then JoJo Trader would be the last one, the receiver. I think all three of those guys have a chance to break out and be special.
All right, so tell me who in the 2026 class in Miami is trying to flip.
Man, there's a lot of them. They didn't do too well in South Florida with the elite guys. And so I feel like every time I come on your show, we end up talking about Derek Cooper, the running back from Chaminade Madonna. He played last night. High school football action started up last night with a bunch of preseason, kickoff games, etc. And Cooper's a guy who committed to Texas last month, 5-star type talent, committed to Texas, and but he's going to end up going to the Miami Notre Dame game for the opener. There's a lot of guys locally who they're still on. Jason Lopez, the wide receiver from Chaminade, who committed to FSU and plays basketball. He does both sports. James Johnson, the defensive lineman from Miami Northwestern, who committed to Texas. Justice Fitzpatrick, Minka's little brother, committed to Georgia in June. Has a great relationship with Mario Cristobal. He's a cornerback, elite guy. Those are the guys that I think in the 2026 class, when you talk about flipping and getting them to stay home. If Miami has a great season, they win the ACC, they make the college football playoff, I think there's a chance that they get a lot of those guys that they were after that they didn't get to flip and want to be a part of this. So they got 22 commitments right now. It's a really, really good class. It's got a national feel to it. But I think if you're looking for a bump, right, where do they get it from? I think it's from the local guys.
All right. Who are the big cheeses they're chasing for 2027?
Yeah, I was telling you this. We were texting a little while ago, but I was trying to tell you that, we're kind of in that interesting time where the high school kids are concentrating on football. The 2026 kids are all committed already for the most part. And then the 2027 kids are the ones that you're actually getting more ink on because they're starting to make real strong relationships with certain schools. And one name that I think everybody needs to know for the 2027 class is Mark Matthews. He's a 5-star offensive tackle at St. Thomas Aquinas. And obviously, Miami has done a great job getting offensive tackles. Mario has landed, obviously, Francis Mauinoa. They got the kid now in the 2026 class from Missouri who's a 5-star that's part of their class. So he obviously wants to keep this going. And Mark Matthews is a guy that I met him at the Under Armour All-American camp up in Bradenton at the end of June. Spoke to him for a long time. He told me Oregon, Florida, Tennessee, Miami, and FSU are the main schools that are after him and the ones he's looking at early. He could potentially commit at some point this fall and sort of like try to get it over with, but he's not sure yet. But that's a guy that, body-wise, size-wise, ability-wise, he has it all. And Mario's had to go to other places to find those guys, right? He had to go get Maui Noah, who's really from, American Samoa Academy. He had to go and get his kid Nick's out of Missouri, who, is far away, right? Matthews is in his backyard this time. So to be able to convince that 27 to commit would be a huge deal, and we'll see how the chase goes over the next 12 months.
All right. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. Better yet, catch his work there at The Athletic. Manny, as always, thank you, my brother. Have a fantastic weekend. We will catch up on Tuesday. Thank you, sir.
All right, brother.
Got it. BigCheeseMiami.com, 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, 305-662-6855. Pizza to die for, the baked ziti. I love the baked meat tortellini. Ooh, so delicious. The eggplant parmesan. Oh, yeah, baby. Stuffed shells. I can go on and on and on and on. Go check it out at the Big Cheese. Take your family, take your friends, take your loved one. Get party platters for your customers, for your employees, all kinds of stuff. BigCheeseMiami.com.
You've been listening to the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. At the Big Cheese Miami, they continue to purchase the same high-quality ingredients that the most expensive Italian restaurants use. The difference is they serve large portions at a family price. Visit the Big Cheese at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue in Miami. Call 305-662-6855 or go to thebigcheesemiami.com. Go Canes!
Right. Don't forget, folks, Subaru of Pembroke Pines is a proud sponsor of our program. And we love Alan and all the great people out there at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. They know how to rock it out, man, really. And don't forget, you mention our name, you will get $500 off. That's actually pretty cool to get $500 off. The new Solterra 2025 model. They got 0% financing right now, 0 down available, sign and drive. The Forester $257 a month to 2025 models. They've got no payments for 90 days. The 2025 Ascent Premium, you can get it for $357 a month. Sign and drive. The Outback, $267 a month. Sign and drive. The Crosstrek, $225 a month. 0% down. 0 down. I'm sorry. Sign and drive. No payments for 90 days. They've got so many different options for you. The Legacy, $275 a month. The Impreza, $199 a month. Get on down there. Go check out the selection. They are the number one volume Subaru dealership in South Florida. So get on down there and check it out at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. And go see Eric Stampone. Knows his stuff, man. Good people out there at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. And remember, $500 off. Use the QR code or tell them when you get there, hey, says I get $500 off if I'm buying or leasing the vehicle. So check it out there at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. All right, what else do we have going on? What's the market doing? The market is up a little bit, 68 points, not bad. The S&P is down 13, almost 14 points, and the NASDAQ is barely down half a point. So there you go. What do we have? One-Eyed Jack is an Irish fan. All good, bro. All good. Miles Deep. Well, I guess you got your question for Elijah. Devin says Canes Notre Dame is going to be epic. It's going to be prime time Labor Day weekend. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And One-Eyed Jack is continuing to stack. That's a smart man right there, man. Stack, take advantage. People don't realize how cheap it is right now, Bitcoin. Like, it's still at a great price right now. Okay. And I don't know if they're going to cut rates in September or not. I thought for sure we were going to get a cut in September. Maybe we still will. But because of everything that's gone on with the tariffs and they're not all in place yet and everything, and, I know they're kind of waiting on all that. And I think things are going to get worse. I think we're going to have like a really sweet run coming up, right? Where there'll be some rate cuts at some point during this year, maybe in September, maybe in the next couple of months, and they'll juice the markets and they'll refinance and all that, and it'll look great. It'll feel great through the holidays and all that. And then in 2026, then I think it starts to really take hold, a lot of the stuff going on. And so I'm just saying, take advantage now, because I think you'll get a big winter boom and even altcoins. But then after, not Bitcoin, but I think altcoins will then retrace and go back, whereas everything will power Bitcoin overall. Whether it's good or bad, it still powers, Bitcoin either way. But yeah, this is a rough one, man. This is a rough one that we're going to go through. But if you have Bitcoin, it may ease things a little bit for you. Not that I'm a financial advisor. We'll see. And they announced that they're not going to be buying directly any Bitcoin. So if they can indirectly add to the reserve, they will. We'll see. But just another thing that, listen, it would be great if they bought, because it would obviously boost the price. But in the long run, maybe it's better that they're not involved, So Biden created volatility by selling for no reason at all. Just like the Germans did this. The Germans sold $2 billion, which is now worth like $5 billion. Idiots. It's dumb. Some people are stupid. They just happen to run our governments. What can we do? Anyway, but hang in there. Hang in there, baby. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. Get us over 100 here. We're at 88 right now. You can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Also Chainlink and Solana. Let's see. Think Blue Dodger says, remember, boys, if you got to get laid, let the Big O Show play. That's it. That's it. Just let it play. That's it. That's it. Brett Dodger says, in the investment world, short-term volatility, long-term opportunity. Amen to that. Amen to that. Tyreek must have the healthiest Kegel muscles on the team. Too Extreme says the crap with this head coach is deja vu. You know, once you say deja vu, you don't have to say all over again. You do realize that, right? Too Extreme? Deja vu is all over again. So you're kind of, repeating it. But anyway, it's another Tony Sperano situation. You're giving another season to a coach that you already know what's going to get. Rip the Band-Aid off. I wish they could, but somehow or another, they don't want to go through the optics of, hey, we fired a coach that we just gave him a new contract and he's not going to even start the new contract. So they'll let him start the new contract, then say, oh, no, we made a mistake, but, we're committed to winning and we'll swallow the money and we're going to make a change and we're going to put, Mr. Weaver in there because we like Anthony and we think we're headed in the right direction, yada, yada, yada. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Don't worry. It'll be here soon. I want to talk about something with Miami Dolphin fans. And it's interesting because remember how I compared the Miami Dolphins, how people downplay off seasons, preseasons, and all of that. And I compared it to like the Panthers, the Florida Panthers, and the Dolphins. If you listen to that conversation at the beginning, you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, well, you're not hardcore enough, so you don't listen all the time. But go back and check it out, and check out the inconsistencies in all of that. Okay. So now let's start off and let's talk about the unfair responsibility Miami Dolphin fans have to carry. Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's ridiculous. You can't be honest about your team because you'll insult people. Oh, what do you mean we're not going to have a good season? What do you mean we're going to be bad? What do you mean we're not going? Oh my God. We've seen that already, right? Well, doesn't mean I don't love the team. Doesn't mean I'm not going to watch. Doesn't mean I'm not going to root for them every single day, every single moment and want them to win. But I just think it's not going to be good. Oh, you're a bad fan. So let me ask you something. Were we feeling like that about the Panthers 10 years ago, 8 years ago? No. 15 years ago? No, we weren't feeling like we feel now about the Panthers. No, not even close. Nobody cared. You had your core of hardcore people. It's like my man Jack Roldan. I don't know if he's out there listening. Much love to Jack and his family. And I busted his balls the other day about the Marlins, right? And, apologies to anybody that's really like one of these hardcore seamhead fans. I don't even know if Jack Roldan is one of those hardcore seamhead fans, like a Craig Mish. Like a Craig Mish can't live without baseball. So he doesn't care if it sucks or whatever. He's going to follow it. He loves it and all that. There's very few of those people. You people, you're exceptions to the rule. Okay. But have you noticed in the last week, hey, Sean, how are the Marlin comments coming in the last week? They've disappeared, haven't they? Yeah, because you really don't give a shit about the Marlins. We don't. It's just they got on a little streak or whatever. It's not our job to maintain your hope or lift your spirits, right? No, dude, it's your job to do that, and then we can in turn give you the support and explosive, exuberance and excitement and all that stuff that comes with it, and pots and pans and everything. But you've got to do your part. The Dolphins never do their part, and then they expect us to carry the entire burden, even media, talk it up, sell it, all that, when you don't deserve it. And so then, the media is being negative, or the fans are not, like right now, I saw an article somewhere about, fans are just wanting them to lose. No, dude, it's just fans are pissed. and they're entitled to be pissed. Like, they were pissed and frustrated about the Panthers and didn't give a shit what the Panthers were doing. Football's different because football is in our life's blood. So football's always going to matter even when they suck. But other sports, where you're going to lose interest, but it's your job, sports team. Just like the Panthers did their job. It's not our job to try to act like, oh, the Marlins are going to be great every year. No, dude, it's up to the Marlins to actually prove that they want to be great. And then we can get excited about it. You can't get excited about mediocre and bad. And so if you have a lot of that with the Dolphin fans, I don't blame them. Hey, football team, what have you given them? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And you want everything. You want my money for season tickets. You want me to buy your hat. You want me to buy your shirt. You want me to buy your packages. You want me to travel, like the NorCals of the world, the Pat and Asheville's, some of these people that I see online that are traveling all the damn time. Lou from Dade, if he's there somewhere. So you want us to travel, you want us to spend our money, and you want us to also be your hype machine? When are you going to do something? It's just like the Panthers or the Marlins. So the Marlins got on a little streak for a month and a half, and you phony fans came out of the woodwork. Oh yeah, let's talk. Whatever. I don't really give a shit. But I find it humorous. You know what I mean? Because most of you don't give a shit if they even exist. Because they don't do anything for you. As much as I enjoy baseball and I really want to love the Marlins, I can't give a shit about them because they don't care about me. They're not trying to win. And the Dolphins, at least they're trying, and I know it's football, but don't hold it against fans because they're pissed and frustrated that they haven't had winning in forever. Dude, we have a generation that's walking around that has no idea what really good Dolphin football is like. We have a couple of generations walking around that have actually, like, we're now at 3 generations. We're at 3 generations now that have no idea what a Super Bowl is like. It's crazy, dude. And so you want us to carry your burden. You're already asking us to buy the tickets, to watch the team, to root. So we've got to create your own hype. No, dude, that's your job. So don't hold it against any fan that's pissed or negative, or they're not expecting shit from you, because that's what you've done to them for years. They're not bad fans. They're great fans. Because if we're still here and you suck, if we're still here and you never win a playoff game, we're still here and you've never even been back to the Super Bowl in 40 years, haven't won one in 50, and we're still here, we're a lot better than you will ever be as a team. Let's get that shit straight. Okay? I'm way better than the Dolphins. Way better than the Dolphins. NorCal, the Dolphins couldn't touch his nuts. Okay? All right? You think they deserve the Sports Babe and Lou and all that? You think they deserve Big E? And no, they don't deserve shit, dude. They don't deserve Dolph Freaky. They don't deserve any of these maniacs that go to every game and have watch parties and create all kinds of excitement for the team, and people are spending money and all that. That's your hype machine. You don't even do your part. It's really like disgraceful, disrespectful that we have to carry the entire burden, fiscally and emotionally, because they produce nothing. But they want you there. They don't show up. They don't meet you halfway. Those Dolphin Bandits. You think they ever met the Dolphin Bandits halfway? Not one goddamn time. Chris Barker and his mom and all that going out there and Bob and shit. Get the out of here. Been around all these amazing people. They love the hell out of the team. The team doesn't love them back. So the entire burden is on us. Fans and media. We have to create the hype. We have to create the belief. It's not like you give it to us. We have to manufacture every goddamn thing. Why? Panthers do their part. Heat used to do their part. Heat are now in that manufacture thing. Heat are in the manufacturing world now. Huh? Couldn't sleep last night. All right, can you take that billboard off there, Sean? Couldn't sleep last night. This is what the Heat tweeted out. Too excited for the season to start. Who the fuck is excited about the Heat season? For real. Give me a break, dude. They're mediocre. They're not going anywhere. Soft. Not sexy. But, you know, it's going to be up to us now to carry the Heat emotion, too. Couldn't sleep last night. Too excited. Really? What, did you get excited about the schedule for the Heat? Give me a break. Yeah, manufacturing that excitement, too. What media member was acting like they were excited about the schedule? Excuse me. Anybody that's not tied to the team excited about the schedule? Give me a break. So we've got to manufacture it. I know. Some of you don't like it. You need the echo chamber to be told that everything's going to be great. Yeah, we don't do that here. Because it's not going to be great. The Heat are going to be mediocre. The Dolphins are going to be mediocre. The Heat have been mediocre. The Dolphins have been mediocre forever, but the Heat have been mediocre and now will stay mediocre. Nobody really with a brain is looking forward to a mediocre Heat season. It's a developmental year for players. That's all it is. You're not going anywhere. You're not going to make any noise whatsoever. Couldn't sleep last night. The hell out of here. I couldn't sleep last night because I don't have enough money to buy more Bitcoin. That's what I couldn't sleep. There's a dip and I want to buy. All right. I mean, seriously, the fact that we've got to carry the burden for all of this is disgusting. Like the Canes football team. As much as we love the Canes, for years we couldn't get hyped about the Canes. I wasn't getting hyped about. This is the first time I'm really, really hyped about the Canes in a long-ass time. Like long-ass time. But it's them, not me. I'm not going to get hyped about something that's not real. I just don't do that. Cannot do that. I'm not going to sit here and lie to myself. Now I'm super jacked about the Canes. I think we're headed back to being a super respectable team, top 10 constantly, challenging in the playoffs, maybe even every once in a while be in the national championship picture. I think we're headed in that direction now, finally. I can feel good about something that I actually see developing in front of me. The Dolphins, with that coach, I don't see it. The Heat, with the decisions that they constantly make, I don't see it. I'm sorry. The Marlins, with that wallet, I don't see it. I'm sorry. I can, at least with Inter Miami, I give them a shot because of the wallet, not necessarily the structure. I think they're just a bunch of wild men in over there at Inter Miami. They're just throwing money at everything. All right, let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar and the amazing Alan Blanco. If your company, corporation, entity, school, whatever it is, you need custom printing and embroidery, please reach out to my man Alan Blanco. Does excellent work. Saturday, 1 o'clock, Dolphins and Lions game 2 of the preseason. Chase Stadium, 7:30. Inter Miami hosting the LA Galaxy. Messi practice today, and the head coach says he's expected to play, so kind of figured that Messi would play. He will be on the pitch tomorrow night, Chase Stadium, taking on Galaxy. At 7:30 at Pitbull Stadium, a little bit more south, Miami FC will be in action against Louisville City FC. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. Oh, man. Before I get to Chris Greer knocking it out of the park, before I get to pissing some of you off, okay, because I am going to piss some of you off with this, unfortunately. Let me do a little entertainment. I told you I saw Nobody 2. Give it a thumbs up. I'm going to go see Highest to Lowest today with Denzel Washington. Megadeth has announced their final album and tour. If you happen to be a Megadeth fan, well, get ready, folks. You will have an opportunity to see Megadeth one more time. Mustaine is the only original member left in the band, but they have announced a final album and a final tour. And it says, the quote, it says, "It's our last studio album. We've made a lot of friends over the years, and I hope to see all of you on our global farewell tour." And then it says, for over 4 decades, I've been chained in silence. Wait a minute. Here we go. Chained in silence, the skeletal feature says, but in the end, demands my voice. It confirms the next Megadeth studio album will be the last. It's some image that you're seeing there, and it says 40 years of metal forged in steel, ending in fire. And when the new year rises, the global farewell tour. You've heard the warning. Now prepare yourselves. Cyber Army, stay loud, stay tuned, and meet me on the front lines. All right. So if you're a Megadeth fan, you will get your final concert for Megadeth. I saw them once and only once. It was the Monsters of Rock, and it was with Van Halen in the Orange Bowl. And I'm not a Megadeth fan. I just saw them because they were there. That's all. I went for the Scorpions. I went for Metallica. I went for I really don't give a shit about Kingdom Come much. All right, let's move over to music history. All right, we start with Joe Jonas. Birthdays today. Joe Jonas is 89. The late Nipsey Hussle, born on this date in 1985 for no reason at all. We lost him in 2019 at the young age of 33. A man that was lifting others. Just makes no sense whatsoever. David Welsh, guitarist from The Fray, born in 1984. Let's see. Michael Schofield from The Fall, born in 1962. Wow, I haven't heard from The Fall in a while. Matt Johnson, baby. Yes, sir, from The. I just saw Matt Johnson last year in Los Angeles. When I went to go see the Dolphins and the Rams, I saw The in concert over by USC. I forgot the theater that's over there by USC. Really cool. That was a real trip, man. I love that. Who else is celebrating? Tommy Aldridge, drummer for Whitesnake, born in 1950. Billy Griffin, songwriter, singer. He replaced Smokey Robinson as the lead singer of The Miracles in 72. Tom Johnston, one of the founding members of the Doobie Brothers, born in 1948, guitarist and vocalist. Peter York from the Spencer Davis Group, born in 1942. That's it for musicians. Let's go with other famous folk celebrating birthdays on August 15th. And remember, if I don't give you an age, that means they have passed away. French Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte. He just passed away. He was born in 1769. Just recently lost him. I was at the funeral myself just recently. Let's see. Chef Julia Childs, 1912. Those of us that are old enough, we remember, like, she was the originator, right, of like cooking stuff on television, right? Julia Childs, I want to say. She had that high pitch English accent. Let's see who else. Actor Mike Connors. For me, Mannix is one of the best TV themes of all time. Top 10 for me, Mannix. Born in 1925. Rest in peace, sir. Love the show. As a kid, I used to watch it all the damn time. Let's see what else. Football Hall of Famer Gene Upshaw. Born in 1945. Rest in peace. Actor Phyllis Smith, born in 49. She is 76. Actress Tess Harper, born in 50. She's 75. Writer Stig Larsson, born in 1954. Musician Tim Ferriss from INXS, born in 57. He's 68. Actress Deborah Messing, born in 68. She's 57. Actor Ben Affleck, The Accountant, born in 72. He's 53. I enjoyed The Accountant too, by the way. I enjoyed the relationship with his brother and all that. And again, it's mindless fun, but I enjoyed that one actually. Actress Natasha Henstridge, born in 74. She's 51. Volleyball Hall of Famer Kerry Walsh Jennings, born in 78. She's 47. Who else? And actor Jennifer Lawrence, born in 1990. She is 35 years old. Sean Stanley, do you have wrestlers born on this date?
Yes, sir, we do. Timon Honda, he is 62. Kazuo Yamasaki turned 63. And if you know ICW in the early 2010s, Angel Rose, best known now as Diamante, she turns 35 on August 15th, 2025.
All right. Let's move over to music history. What happened today in music history? We'll start off in 1960, where Elvis Presley started a 5-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles charts with It's Now or Never. Let's see. In 67, the Jimi Hendrix Experience played a one-night-only show at the Fifth Dimension Club in Ann Arbor, Michigan. The club is now demolished. In 75, Rod Stewart released his 6th solo album, Atlantic Crossing. It featured Sailing, great song, and I Don't Want to Talk About It, another excellent song. In 76, ABBA released their enduring single, Dancing Queen. The song was an instant global hit, topping the charts across Europe, Mexico, Australia, South Africa, among other territories. The dance floor classic also became the Swedish group's only number 1 hit in the U.S. How about that? In 78, finally, Boston released their 2nd studio album that we've been waiting for so damn long, Don't Look Back. It features Don't Look Back and A Man I'll Never Be, and my favorite song of that album, Feeling Satisfied. Whew. That is such a good song. Ooh, are you feeling satisfied? Come on, baby, let us give your mind a ride, right? Something like that. Love it. In 79, Led Zeppelin released their 8th and final studio album, In Through the Outdoor. It's the last album released by the band while drummer John Bonham was still alive. In 80, the Cars released their 3rd studio album, Panorama. It features Touch and Go. Uh-oh. Touch and Go. In 91, Paul Simon gave a free concert in Central Park, much as he had in 81 with partner Art Garfunkel. It aired live on HBO and eventually became the album Paul Simon's Concert in the Park. In 95, Blind Melon released their 2nd studio album, Soup. It features Galaxy. In 2005, Sly Stone comes out of a long seclusion to visit knitting factories in Los Angeles, where his little sister Vet headlines with the latest version of the Family Stone. In 2009, U2's first UK gig on their latest tour broke the attendance record for Wembley Stadium's concert. Over 88,000 people attended the show. In 2014, Kimbra released their 2nd studio album, The Golden Echo. It features 90s music, Miracle, and Goldmine. All right, let me see if there were any other birthdays that I forgot. Or not forgot, that weren't on the other list. But sometimes this one has a couple that I might have missed. So far, nobody, actually. Oh, Bobby Caldwell. What You Won't Do for Love, man. Born in 1951. Okay. That's a good one right there. I like it. Anybody else? No. Chief Keef is 30. There you go. Got it all. Got it all. All right. The guy who threw the Subway sandwich at the cop was too hilarious. Yeah. The question is, did he yell, "Eat fresh," and then hit him with the sandwich? And by the way, did you watch him run away from the cops? It was kind of like a fast jog. He wasn't like, unless that's his running. Because I looked at it and I'm like, yo, dude, you're not really trying to get away from these guys. Not that he was going to get away, but I mean, there was no jets there. That's all I'm saying. No, there was no speed whatsoever. What else do we have? I've seen Megadeth a few times in the late 80s and 90s. Really like them. Well, you get one more chance, my brother. Jaybird Orlando, I'm excited to see name with power forward mentality next to Khalil Ware to start the Heat season from preseason. Also, how Jovic and Jaquez develop offseason. I get that, but like, really? Are we expecting much from the Heat this season? No. You're looking at some of these young guys to develop, but are they going anywhere? Are they going to make any noise in the playoffs? Of course not. They don't have it to do it. So I'll be watching, but, I'll be watching for development, but it's not like I'm sitting there, oh, my God, I can't wait for Heat season like Panther season. See? They created the real hype. The Heat are now where the Panthers used to be and where the Dolphins have been in forever. They've been in that spin cycle forever. The only reason the Heat will be competitive is because the East sucks this year with all the injuries. And they got a great coach. That's it. That's all. We'll just be like hoping for overachieving. I'm sorry. Please, excited for what, a 6th seed or maybe a playoff berth? Mickey Harrison and his son Nick need to. Well, they don't want to take. They don't want to really do what you have to really do is tear it all the way down. They don't want to be completely irrelevant. They want to do just enough to make you think they're relevant or the possibility of being relevant. That's what they're doing right now. They're not willing to go all the way, which is a shame. They're not really willing to tear it all the way down. Well, for those of you that have been following the Miami Dolphins for a long time, and today is day number 18,842 since the Miami Dolphins lifted the Vince Lombardi trophy. It's been a long time. And I know you're unhappy with the results, and you should be, because the results haven't been satisfactory for decades now. And I know some of you out there, or a lot of you out there, you don't want Chris Grier around, right? For whatever reasons. But it looks like Chris Grier made a really good move in a terrible, terrible situation. And, by the way, also made up for a terrible, terrible move that they made themselves. And the terrible move that they made was the extension to Jalen Ramsey. And then they ended up in a terrible position because Jalen Ramsey and the head coach could not see eye to eye. He didn't want to play for this coach, and he wanted out. And the same way that Minkah Fitzpatrick wanted out because he could not get along with Brian Flores, who would not be flexible, because Minkah likes to practice with different positions because they have different skill sets, and he feels it makes him better as an all-around player for whatever reason. But, you know, Flo didn't like that and whatever, and he was forced to make the trade, and he had to, and all that, right? So you try to make the best of a bad situation. It looks like Chris Grier made an awesome a terrible situation awesome. One, he got rid of Jalen Ramsey, who's disgruntled. And we talked about this, like how they're writing about Jalen Ramsey now a couple months ago. We wrote how he wasn't even considered a top 10 corner, and you paid him like a top 3 corner, which made no sense, right? So obviously a mistake by the front office and Chris Grier in giving Jalen Ramsey that money, right? So you made the mistake. How do you correct that mistake? And then you run into the problem that Jalen Ramsey hates the head coach. How do you get out of this whole thing? And the fact that you were able to unload Jonnu Smith and the stupid-ass Steelers have a 41-year-old quarterback, and they're going to pay Jonnu Smith next year $12 million when they won't have the 41-year-old quarterback, who, even when the 41-year-old quarterback, you're not really going to make much anyways as it is. Whatever. Stupid move on their part. Plus, they picked up a future 5th-round pick, I believe, in the trade, correct? So you picked that up, and you got Minkah. And now Jalen Ramsey, yesterday, they were practicing against the Tampa Bay Bucks. And Jalen Ramsey was lined up against the one and only Mike Evans. Now, this isn't a young receiver anymore, Mike Evans. In fact, he had a couple of drops last year, more than he normally does. Okay, but he still can play. He still can run. Okay, even at the latter part of his career now, and he's got a lot of mileage on that body now, he can still play. Well, he torched and abused Jalen Ramsey so bad yesterday that the head coach, Todd Bowles, the cigar store mannequin, told the writers that he's seen enough from Evans. He doesn't even need to play him in the preseason game. So a move that was a bad move and then turned out to be an even worse move because of the horrible relationship or lack thereof between McDaniel and Ramsey. Say what you want. But the best thing that Miami did was get rid of Roadkill Ramsey. By the way, that's his new nickname, Roadkill Ramsey. Okay? Let's just call it like we see it. Mike Evans made him Roadkill. We can understand Dolphin corners right now becoming roadkill against one of the better receivers in the league from the Detroit Lions. We could get that. Those guys are young. They can't play. They're unproven. But Jalen Ramsey is being paid like a top 5 corner. In fact, the Steelers gave another $1.5 million to Ramsey just so he can have moving expenses. And it looks like they made a really bad move. And the move is going to get even worse for them because Jonnu Smith will have a decent season this year. He won't have the season he had last year with the Dolphins. And then next year, it's going to be disastrous, and they're going to be paying him $12 million. And they're going to end up going nowhere this year because the Steelers aren't that good. That roster's not that good. Got a great coach, but you got a coach, unfortunately, along with the general manager, that do a terrible job of personnel. And that trade proves it right there. So you can hate Chris Greer, and you have all the right to do it, but you can't deny that he made a terrible situation way better with that trade, and he completely duped, fooled, suckered the Pittsburgh Steelers in that trade for Jalen Ramsey. Oh, I'm sorry, for roadkill Ramsey. All right. Tonight, by the way, Titans and Falcons and the Chefs and the Seahawks. So if you guys are looking for some action, you can get some there. Tomorrow night we will be back, or tomorrow afternoon we will be back. We will do a Dolphins post-game show tomorrow, and we'll go over everything. So you can come back here to the platform if you'd like to. Man, we're still not at 100 likes there. Come on, get us to 100 likes, please. Let's see, what else do we have here? Ray, thank you, sir. Sweet baby Ray, appreciate it. He says, I saw Alien for the first time yesterday. Wow. Oh, man. Really? What'd you think of the movie? What'd you think of Sigourney Weaver in those in the underwear scene? I remember when that happened at that time, and we were like, Sigourney Weaver. Wow. We were like, whoa. Because she was always, she's like a classy woman. She's always dressed to the nines, and you never see her dressed like sexually at all, right? Never. She never was dressing sexy or anything. She was always like dressed classy, and professional and all. And in that movie, it was like Blonde, Night Shift, Cheers. God, what's her name? Anyway, she came out in Night Shift. She came out in some little undies and a little sweatshirt, and everybody was like, whoa, we never saw that on Cheers. That kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's Alien's a good movie, man. Good movie. And I think it holds up. I haven't seen it in a while, but I think it holds up. So, yeah. God, what's her name? Nobody's come up with it on the chat board. I can't believe I can't remember her name. Oh, damn it. Come on, guys. Ladies out there. Somebody. What's her damn name? Oh, man. Anyway. I know I'll remember it the day the moment I stop the show. I'm sure I'll remember it. But Ray, thank you, sir, for the love on Cash App. Thank you. Cash App or Venmo. And remember, you can make a donation anytime during day or night, whatever, and you can send in your comments, questions, insults. Shelly Long. Thank you, Brett. Damn. What a brain fart. But yeah, Shelley Long in Night Shift freaked us out. Sigourney Weaver in Aliens freaked us out. Two women, you just didn't see it coming. You're like, whoa. Whoa. Wow.
great bodies. You're like, whoa, it's just you never saw it the way they dressed, you know. Same guy who did Fargo TV show. Oh, what are you guys talking about? Oh, there's a new alien show, Alien Earth, pretty good on Hulu. Okay. Alien on Hulu. All right. Maybe I'll watch it with the wife. Okay. I like it. I can do that. Not a problem. All right, folks, we are out of here. We thank, of course, the great David Furones and Manny Navarro. We appreciate all of you for tuning in. And if you hit the like button, you got us over 100. Thank you. Please hit the like button whenever you're listening, watching, whatever it is. We thank our amazing sponsors. As always, without them, we would be nowhere. We thank you all for tuning in and hitting the like button. Appreciate you all. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon, post-game. We're not going to do it in pregame. We'll do pre and post when the season starts. But for now, we're just going to do post-game. We'll see you then. You all be good out there. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show.